Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Mom Mode. Today, we have Holly Fischer on the podcast, and I am super excited to introduce you guys to Holly. Um, Holly is a content creator, social media influencer, and first time mom. So I came across like so many of Holly's posts. I feel like you have like a lot of viral posts. And I was like, I need to reach out to her because she is blowing up on socials and also doing this all while like learning to become a mom. So I'm so excited to have you on the podcast, Holly. And for those who don't know you, can you just share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Nicole, for welcoming me to the podcast. I'm so excited. But like she said, my name is Holly Fisher. I'm a first time mom. My little boy Landon is 10 months old now, which is crazy. And previously, I worked a corporate 9 to 5. I was on maternity leave, started posting on socials, and honestly, it just started to take off. I ended up leaving my 9 to 5 and now do socials full time. But obviously, my son and my family is my main priority. So, stay at home mom slash part time work from home mom, I guess you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you started, which is so crazy, like when you started posting, was like the whole goal to be able to leave your 9 to 5 and like be home with Landon? Or what was kind of like, did you have any like take on it?
Yeah, I'd always heard people had done that. Like, you watch videos and people are like, "Oh, I left the 9 to 5 or I'm doing this and whatever." And I've always seen that. I didn't know if it like was real, I guess. I was always very skeptical. But my whole why behind posting was like, obviously I'm a first time mom. I only know so much. Like there's so much
Mhm.
that I don't know. And every stage brings like new learning curves.
Yeah.
But I wanted to share my journey just from start to now. Like every single day, it's like so fun sharing the milestones, what we've learned. And I've learned so much from other people on social media too. But my goal was definitely to be able to stay home. Like that's always been a lifelong dream of mine and my husband's was for me to be the primary caretaker of our son. Um, but we didn't know how to turn that into reality when I was still working my 9 to 5. So I had a pretty long maternity leave. I had 5 months off.
That's really
During that
nice.
time, yeah, it was a huge blessing, was when I really started to post on socials. I gave myself a couple months, I soaked in newborn bliss, my favorite time. And then in January, so I had my son in October. And then in January is when I really was like, I'm just going to go for it. Like, what do I have to lose? I either try and like nothing happens and I have
Yeah.
fun and I meet some friends and it's just like a little hobby for me. Just with motherhood, I'm sure like everything changes. You're like, what can I do for myself? Like what
Hmm.
what do I have time for? And honestly, it like doesn't even feel like work. It
Yeah.
literally is so much fun connecting with other people. So if that does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that answers it. That's awesome. So like you kind of just gave it a go and it ended up really taking off because I was like I said, it was funny. I was showing my husband, he's like, "Oh, who are you interviewing tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Oh, I have Holly Fisher coming on." And I was like going through your Instagram and I came across that video where you were feeding Landon and then he like was cuddling with you in the front seat of your car. And my husband's like, "Wait, that's her?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I remember seeing this video." He's like, "I'm pretty sure I sent that to you a while ago." I'm like, "Really?" It was so funny. So like he's like, "Yeah, I've literally seen this video." I'm like,
That's so
"That's
funny. That video honestly is my number one viral video. I mean, it went all over like Twitter or X. It
oh my
went
gosh."
Instagram, I think like 25 million, TikTok like 15 million. It was crazy the amount of people that like outside of my network, my dad was messaging me. Like my 50-year-old dad is like, my friends are sending me your video, like his guy friends. Like it was so weird.
That's
And
so weird.
the funny thing was, is it legitimately was just a Snapchat I sent my husband.
Oh
And
my
the
gosh.
husband said, "You need to upload this on social media. This is so cute." And I did. But it was saved from Snapchat's camera,
Oh my
not
gosh.
for anybody but him.
That's wild.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Like, cause I mean, that, to have something like, I mean, that I think has like millions of views and like
Yes.
millions of likes. And like, that's from like the Instagram. Like, I don't even go on X or anything like that. So, like, what was that like for you when that was just like popping off?
It was one of the craziest experiences. Honestly, my Instagram would, like, glitch. I couldn't even, like, use it for some periods of time just because, like, it was pushing out to so many people. But I
Yeah.
will say there's pros and cons to viral videos because it's, like, awesome, there's so many views, likes, engagement, your profile account is getting pushed out. But on the flip side, it's, like, not necessarily to always to the people or types of people like moms for me, like that's
Yeah.
what I do, that you want it to be pushed out to. So that was kind of hard because it was like, whoa, all these people are like liking, following. I'm like, wait, pause. I don't know even what I'm doing. Like it was still so new to me.
Yeah,
Um,
because then you probably have people following you and then you're like, "Wait, what am I gonna post next?" Like,
yeah,
you weren't ready for it.
yeah. But it was a
Oh.
huge blessing. I mean, it was really cool. And yeah, just like the videos to follow have been really fun. But that one by far, I can't believe your husband saw it. Like that's so
Yeah,
funny.
no, I was literally just randomly, like, I was showing him last night, I'm like, "Hey," because he's always, like, interested, like, who I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk to, and
I
I
love
showed
that.
him, and he's like, "I've definitely seen this video." I'm like, "Really?"
Gosh.
Yeah, it was so funny. So random, but I mean, he's a dad, so he always gets, like,
Yeah,
parenting content, I guess.
exactly.
Um, so when it comes to, like, being, like, a mom, I mean, your son's 10 months old, you're still pretty fresh into motherhood, like, how is that going? And, like, how like, so you took those, like, few months, you said, like, the newborn bliss, and then, like, how has it been going for you?
Honestly, it's been amazing. I it's being a mom is always something I always dreamed of. Like when I was a young girl, I would say people would ask me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I'd say a mom. Like I had no
Aw.
other answer. My parents
Yeah,
would tell you that. Everybody who knew me, I had my baby dolls. I was a babysitter. If there was a baby in the room, I was asking to hold them. Like I love children and I've loved like that mothering aspect. And I had a stay-at-home mom myself, and I'm one of 3.
okay.
And so I always saw, like, what she was doing, I'm like, "I wanna do what my mom does." Like, she was
Mhm.
everything to me. Um, and now being in the shoes myself of, like, having a child and raising a child, it's been way easier than I thought, I'll be honest. I
Mhm.
Landon has been a very easy baby and a lot of the, maybe some struggles for other moms, like and I know this is not the case for other moms. I really don't think motherhood is like one size fits all and who knows what next baby will be like for me, you know?
For sure.
But this experience that I've had just the last 10 months have been amazing. I mean, I have definitely had hard days, not to say that it's not been difficult, but when I think of motherhood as a whole and what my journey the last 10 months have looked like, I have like nothing negative to say. It's been amazing. Not to say there haven't been sleepless nights and days where I cry because he's crying and,
Mm.
tummy troubles and feeding issues and things like that. But all of those things just, I don't even think about those when I think of my motherhood journey as a whole.
Yeah. No, that's really beautiful. And yeah, I think it's just like it depends on the baby. It depends on like what you can handle as a parent. You know, like everyone, like you said, everyone, I mean, everyone's journey is different. And that's, I mean, that's a part of why I actually started Mom Mode was like, there's so many different journeys.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to share different journeys because different moms can relate with different ones.
Mhm.
Or it's just so special to hear another person's journey and perspective on things.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's really amazing. It's flying by, isn't it? Like, I feel like well, and wait till all I can tell you is it goes faster. Like, my daughter's gonna be 2 in October. Her birthday's October 23rd. When's Landon's?
The 13th.
The 13th. Okay. Yeah, if I'm like, how like everyone in my family is like, wait, she's gonna be 2 in 2 months. I'm like, I know, this is insane. Like,
That's
it just
crazy. Is she your only one?
yeah, I only have her right now. I just wanted to enjoy it. I was like, I'll know when I'm ready for another one.
Mhm.
I definitely want another one and I'm coming around to it.
Yeah.
But I just like the sleepless nights hit me hard and I shouldn't like I don't know, I guess like it's not even like the sleep. It's more of like that there's limited time to sit now. And
Oh,
not to say, and like I'm pretty sure every mom can agree with this, like not to say that I used to just sit around, but like I'm like,
totally.
we had so much more time to like
Mhm.
put on a show. Now I have a show on and I'm like, hold on, I got to get the laundry switched out. I have to, cook dinner or run to the store or clean up the mess that she made. Like there's just like my mind's constantly like
Yes.
going, which I love. Like same thing with me. I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Um, but that I think took a little toll on me. I was like, wait, like
No,
there's
it
like no chill.
yes, it's like it's just the mental load, honestly,
Yeah.
like, I've always heard people talk about that, and, like, there's to some capacity when you're working and other things, there's, like, a different kind of mental load, but when you are a mom and for the most part, obviously, my husband does so much for Landon and for I too, but I definitely carry, like, primary caretaker. He's
Yeah.
working a 9 to 5. So, during the days, it's like me, it's like there's so much going on, I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, it's wild, and, like, I have to say, like, my body our daughter goes down at, like, 7:30. Sometimes we'll go, 8:30 if we're doing something, but in the normal times, like, 7:30, and my body I don't know how you are, like, I don't know how Landon's sleep is, but I, like, swear there's this switch where, like, when it's 6:30, I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting tired," and then
Yeah,
it's 7 and I'm like, "Oh, I can breathe."
all
Like,
done.
and it's not even like I wanna put her down, it's just, like, my body just needs that, like,
Yeah,
recuperating time.
totally,
To just kind of relax. So,
totally.
yeah,
Landon's been a great sleeper so far. I mean, we have, like, some moments, and I share about it real time, like,
yeah,
we didn't do any sleep training, we just kinda, like, followed his cues, that's just
yep,
what we did for this baby. I'm like, "We'll see for the next." I don't know.
yep.
I loved the contact naps, like, I loved
Ugh,
baby wearing when he was little and things like that, and then I just one day was like, "Alright, see if he'll sleep in the crib." I had no method, no rhyme or reason, and he slept great, so I did it again. And
yeah.
now he's like total like sleeping great in the crib, 2 2-hour naps a day, and last night he slept like almost 13 hours.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I mean, I have to say, like, similar, like, Sailor, my daughter, she sleeps, like, 12, 13 hours a night.
Yeah,
But, yeah, I followed the cues too. I just and like you said, you never know with the next baby. They could be
right,
I'm like, the next baby could be maybe easier where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I
right,
didn't even realize she was hard."
right.
So it just yeah, it depends. But yeah, that's incredible. Now as far as, like, content, do you have, like, a method behind or are you just kind of like, like, now that you're, like, really in it and really building it, are you like, "Okay, this is what moms or women wanna see," or, like, what's kind of, like, your method behind what you post?
Honestly, I still feel like I'm in discovery, like, trying to figure it out
Yeah,
because I almost break down, like, my content journey, like, in my mind in different categories. Like, in the beginning, it was like, I was just posting whatever. I was on maternity leave. I, like, didn't know what I was doing. I still don't. Um, but I was just like, "Whatever," and then I went back to work, and that was like, "Okay, what do I even have time for?" I didn't have time to post a lot. I could post, like, a quick morning before
yeah,
he went down for a nap and I was like, on calls. And then I feel like just within the last 2 months or yeah, I guess it's been 2.5 months since I left my corporate job and we've been traveling so much. I feel like all I like it's a lot of travel focused and some like tips and tricks and things that I've learned, but a method behind what I post, I'm still really trying to figure that out. I feel like get a lot of questions like can you make this video or can you talk about this or can you share this, and that kind of helps drive some videos that I may
yeah.
post. But I definitely would like to come up with a little bit of almost like a recipe card I call to be able to like pull different things each week, but I'm still figuring it out. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you're doing something right.
Thanks.
Um, but with those questions, so is there specific questions that you feel like you get a lot of? Like the same type of question, when like moms reach out to you?
I get a lot of questions on honestly my nursing journey, like breastfeeding. I get tons of questions on breastfeeding, like along the whole spectrum. Like, did you feed in public? Do you do bottles? Did you pump? How did you learn how to breastfeed? Was it hard for you? Did Landon ever stop wanting to nurse? Did he have a nursing strike? Did he get distracted? Like, I get a lot of those questions because I am very, I guess, vocal about our nursing journey or my nursing journey and how
Yeah.
it's fun and it's been amazing. Um, I'm trying to think what other
Do you
so
do
many.
like a mix of both? Do you breastfeed? Like, are you exclusively breastfeeding or do you like breastfeed and pump or like what is your method right now?
I still exclusively breastfeed. I
Okay.
have pumped, and I will if I'm going on a trip
Yep.
and somebody needs to watch Landon, or I wanna go on a date night and have somebody like my mom when she's in town, Mitch and I always go on a date night, but my freezer also has tons of milk, so whatever I pump, I
Yep.
just put back in the freezer. But I would say he probably only gets a bottle 1 to 4 times, like, a month,
Oh,
if
wow.
I
That's really
feed,
awesome.
like, every time. But that's just easiest for us right now.
For
It's
sure.
I enjoy it. It doesn't and like I said, who knows what the next one will be. It might be
Yeah.
horrible, it change my mind, but right now, yeah. I exclusively nurse. I say that, my mom texted me today. She's like, exclusively nursing means they're not eating foods." He is eating foods. I'm
Yeah.
just nursing the bottles that he would have. Um,
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like my journey was all over the place. We did like bottles, like, cause I was like, "Am I getting enough?" And then I mean,
yes.
I almost feel like I'm like, "Did I hurt?" I don't know, like, did I hurt my supply? Cause then I really started pumping.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I feel like breastfeeding came a lot more natural for me than I thought it would. Like I never knew because like I wasn't breastfed, and my mom's like, "Are you really gonna breastfeed?" She just wasn't a
Okay.
breastfeeding mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna try, like, why not? Like, for their immunity and just, like, my body's making this, like, I feel like that's just the way." And it came a lot easier for me.
Mhm.
What do you think for you? Did you, like, always know that you wanted to breastfeed, or did you kind of, like what was your mentality?
Yes, I always knew I wanted to breastfeed. So I'm 6 years older than my youngest brother.
Okay.
So my mom breastfed him at like 6 years old. I was in like kindergarten or first grade or something. I have a
Yeah.
lot of memories of my brother being a newborn, and she nursed him for a couple months. But I like remember seeing that and other like, friends in the community at church and things like that. And I, I just always wanted to. I don't know if like why I did, but I always wanted to. I It was not actually easy for me in the beginning. It was very hard. He did not latch in the hospital. I had a horrible experience with a lactation specialist at our hospital, which was the only bad part about being in the hospital. I had a great birth, great
Yeah.
experience with all the nurses, doctors, respecting every like decision that we made, and horrible lactation specialist. So we actually hired somebody to come to the house the day we got home from the hospital because Landon didn't latch at all. And we were actually having to put on a glove and syringe feed him milk that I would like express, either hand express or pump in the hospital because we just had a really, really rocky start. Nursing did not come natural, not easy to me in the slightest. It was so difficult and very painful. But it wasn't until my lactation specialist came and was the complete and total game changer. It's my number one recommendation when people ask me why I think I've had a successful nursing journey and why I feel like my peace of mind would like in the beginning I was very nervous on like is he gaining weight? Like is he getting anything? Cuz
Mhm.
you don't pump, you have no
You have
idea.
no idea. I was the same way.
And that really, really made me nervous. But he was slowly gaining weight, and every time my lactation specialist came, she would do a weighted feed, meaning she would weigh him, nurse him on one side, weigh him again, tell you how many ounces he's getting,
Oh, wow.
weigh him, and then you'd nurse the other side, weigh him again, and she'd tell you this was how much he ate. So if you were to pump and give him a bottle, this is how much he would need. And we saw her, I want to say once a week for the first 6 weeks, maybe,
Oh,
and
that's good.
then once a month until he was about 4 months old, and then she came back and actually helped us introduce solids at 6 months old,
Oh,
and I
wow.
her all the time, give her if you're in Nashville area and need a lactation specialist, let me know, she's the best, and I will
Yeah.
use her for all of my children moving forward.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. I
Mhm.
might you maybe I'll have to be convinced, like, that might have convinced me to hire somebody because, yeah, my journey, I felt like same thing, like, I don't know if it was just a bad experience in the hospital for me or, like, if they just weren't as helpful as I needed as a new mom. I mean, like, here I had a C-section, I'm, like, recovering from that,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my god, this baby's mine now to take care of. This is insane. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping, and then you're just telling me to, like, put this baby on my boob." Like, I don't know what feels right. Like,
Right.
you're like, "Okay, I think they're feeding." And then, then when she really latched, I was like, "No, this is a latch." Like,
Yes.
you then that, like,
Yes.
Um, but wow, that's cool. I didn't know that they could do weighted feeds. That is
Mhm.
awesome.
And the best part was that it was at home, and actually, who we used I don't know who it was through, but, um, it was 100% covered through insurance. I've actually never seen a bill.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome
And
to
I don't think
know.
a lot of people know that. It's not something that I knew. I thought
Yeah.
it would have been really expensive or maybe something you pay out of pocket, kind of like a doula
Yeah.
or a midwife or, like, something like that, which those you traditionally do pay out of pocket.
Yep.
But yeah, no, never saw a bill. She was fully taken care of. She drives around, she comes into your house, like, amazing.
Wow. Did you just Google like lactation consultant?
I know people do that. How I found her was actually I did hire a doula, and she was kind of, like, in the network of,
Okay.
she traveled to, like, all these zip codes in the Nashville area and whatever.
Yeah. That's awesome. Wow. That's very informative. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's helpful, I think, for me and for other moms who will listen. Um, Now, you say you live in Nashville. I've noticed from following you that you guys don't live near either of your parents, right? Or either of
Mhm.
your families. How has that been? I'm curious. I live by my mom, and not that I try to put much on her, she's like, I'm like, she's my mom. I want her to help, but like, they have their own stuff on their plate. But
Right.
what is that like not having like close family? Um, if you're just overwhelmed or you just need a second.
It is so hard. That's probably the hardest part of, becoming a mom, not having my family or my husband's family. And really, like, anybody, the closest any direct family would be like 2.5 hours away from us.
Okay.
Uh,
So
So
not
not
too
far.
bad. Not too bad, but like obviously not like hey, I'm just gonna drop Landon off.
Yeah, no. So that's definitely been a huge challenge. My brother actually just went to college, so now now they're empty nesters. And she actually I she's my assistant now for all my stuff, so she
Okay.
so much for me on, like, the business aspect. She's like mom and legit my
She's a
assistant.
momager.
She's the momager. She's like Kris Jenner. No. Um, but yeah, so she helps a lot there. So she actually comes and visits us kind of like once a month, which is super nice. We see that my family, um, we travel a lot.
Yeah.
So my family, I'm from South Florida originally. My parents are still there. So there's direct flights from Nashville, very easy to go see them. That's when I've done a lot of solo travel if like, I just want to go and, see my family, have a break. She comes up quite often, but it's been a challenge, like not having somebody just to call up and be like, "Can I run to Target by myself?" or "Can you just come sit here while he's napping?" It's like we're we've found great community here, which
Yep.
has been a huge blessing through like church and community group and honestly some through social media, which is so weird. Like so crazy. But and then some of our best friends who we've known for years, actually, I think my husband was dropping Landon off at their house right now so he could go get a haircut. We have built like a village, which is so important because if you have a hard day, which everyone has hard days, but as
Yeah.
a mom, not being able to like call up your mom and be like, I just need you to come here and like help me. It's
Yeah.
so hard. I'm very, very close with my mom. And I know she feels it too. Like she's the best. She's Mimi to Landon. She's the best. He like lights up when she's there. Um, but it's really hard. I had a really hard day the other week. I was like, just everything was going wrong with the day. Landon wasn't sleeping. It was just a hard day for me. I wasn't sleeping. I was feeling sick, all the things.
Yep.
And I was texting my friend and she's like, "Don't worry, I'm on my way. Like, I'm done with work. I'm on my way." So she ended up driving over to the house, which was so sweet. She packed up a bag of Landon's toys, grabbed his diaper bag, and packed him up in the Duna and took him to her house for like 3 hours
Oh
just
my
so
gosh.
have a break. And it was
What a heaven sent of a friend, honestly.
truly like
Like,
one of the nicest things anybody's ever done for me at,
Yeah.
like, a low of a day of momming.
Yeah. Because if she would have just, like, asked, like, "Hey, can I come over?" And she just took initiative, like, "I'm
Yeah.
coming over, this is what we're doing."
She came
Um
over, she's like, "I brought you a Diet Coke." That's, like, my vice. She brought me a Diet Coke, and she just packed him up and took him, and she's like, "Let me know when you want me to bring him back." It was
Oh,
so
that's
nice.
so sweet. Yeah. No, I definitely have days like that. I'm normally the one to go to my mom's. Like, I don't know, my
Yes.
comfort zone is like I loved it. My mom has coffee in the afternoon at like 3.
Mhm.
She's Italian, so it's just like a thing that we do.
I love that.
And I just am like, I need to be by some days I'm like, I just need to go by my mom. And like I bring, my daughter with, or even like this is funny, but like I will go to my parents' house and like just after I put Sailor down, I'll tell my husband, I'm like, I just need to go have some like time with my parents. And
Yeah,
then I'll just drive over there and like just sit on the couch with them and just like watch a show or just like hang with them.
that's
Um
so sweet.
that's, like, just, like, my thing, like, I just need I'm like I feel like sometimes I'm like, the responsibility of being a parent, it, like, releases when I see my own parents,
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Wait, I'm still a kid."
literally.
Like
That's
like,
how I
I'm an adult, but I still wanna be a little kid, like, I don't know.
see. I think the same thing. You're super blessed to have your mom nearby. I'm like, eventually the goal would be, I'm like, "Come on, guys, move to Tennessee. Let's come up here," but I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah,
They
you never know.
so it's a huge blessing, and we definitely take advantage when they do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We go out on date nights, we make plans, we're like, Go have friends." My mom's like, "I will take over. You go do," and it's so nice when she is here. I mean, she's cleaning, she's doing the laundry, she's pretty much taking care of Landon, like, it's just so nice. There's something about having your mom.
Yeah, no, that's so nice. I know, I feel like date nights are important.
Mhm.
I feel like my husband and I are like we're still like awkward. Like I feel like we don't truly relax on date nights. At least I don't. Like whenever we've gone to dinner, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, is she okay? Like, did she go down for my parents all right? Like I'm still
Right.
like that's on my mind. I have to do a better job at that. Um,
I know, it's hard clicking the off switch. My husband's like, "He's fine. He's taken care of.
yeah.
Even if he has a hard time, they don't mind. It's fine." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. I know. It's hard to the mom switch is hard to shut
Yeah,
off. Yeah, no
totally.
matter what. Like, when I go to the gym, I'm like I go in the mornings, and that's probably like, I don't have my phone on me. That's like the only time I really truly don't have my phone. So I'm like, well, I guess he'd probably call the gym if he really needed me,
Yeah,
you know,
we'll figure it
like
out.
if he needed to get a hold of me. Um, so as far as traveling,
Mhm.
that's like you said, that's a lot of the content you share.
Yeah.
How has that been? Because you do a lot of solo traveling. And like I swear, like I watched this video of you the other day and I'm like, you have this down. You like picked up like a suitcase, you had some storage thing with your Duna in it, you're like one-handing it, Landon's on you, and I'm like, she's a pro. So like, I
A
mean,
lot of trial and error.
yeah, but, like, do you ever have, like, your first trip traveling, did you ever have, like, anxiety around, like, how he's gonna act? Are you nervous about the flight ever? Like, how is it?
don't know. I'm not a naturally anxious person as
Yeah,
like Holly, and I would say that that's carried over a lot to motherhood. A lot, not a lot of things make me personally like anxious. Some things do, especially the solids journey. Oh my gosh, I'm anxious about that. Um, but in regards to travel, I was just like, I don't know, baby's a baby. Like I'll do everything that I can, but like if he's gonna cry, he's gonna cry. If
yeah,
he's fed, he has a clean diaper, like, if you're doing all the things, like, what else are you supposed to do? He's gonna do this at home or he's gonna do this on a plane, like, it is what it is.
that's
Um,
so true.
so, I don't know, I also did not do my first travel solo.
Solo.
I did have my husband. He was 7.5 weeks old, I think.
Oh my gosh, so tiny.
He was so tiny, it was so sweet. But we went down to Florida for Christmas. It was so easy to travel. We're like, "Why didn't we go to Europe?" He did nothing. He just slept the whole
Yeah.
time. He was just tiny little on me, slept
Oh
the
my
whole time.
gosh.
Granted, it was a short flight, like an hour and a
Yeah,
half. Um, but yeah, and I always joked with my friends, because we traveled a lot, before we had him too, just as like Holly and Mitch, we like love traveling. Um, we worked from home, so we could travel quite often, and we had PTO that we would take too when we went on longer trips, or we just do weekend trips. But I always joked with my friends, I was like, "You watch, when I have a baby, I'm gonna still travel, like, I promise." And everybody's, "Okay." My parents, "Okay, okay." And
Yep.
now my mom's like, "Where are you going now?" Like,
Oh.
so
Oh, no,
and
that's
no
so awesome. That's
yeah,
so great. Honestly, I feel like, there are not every it's not for everybody, but
it's
there are some couples that like their lifestyle does not change at all and the baby just fits right in.
yeah, which
Um,
I mean, some things have to change, it's inevitable.
yeah,
Obviously, he's a human too, so we're gonna put his needs first
for
before, like,
sure.
I do. But for the most part, yeah, we just try and plan it where he'll nap or maybe he'll eat or maybe he'll sleep for a little bit and then wake up and be hungry. Or like, I don't know. We just kind of roll with it. We're like, it is what it is. I say it's like you're surviving the day.
Yeah.
Anything goes. Unlimited puffs, unlimited pouches, unlimited nursing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're going to get there and we'll reset.
Yep, go be on the routine again.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the most like as far as like because you've done road tripping too, like as far as like traveling on a plane, like what has been the most helpful like
Mm,
things to bring with? Like you have your Duna, like do you swear by your Duna?
I do. I was a Duna hater. I really
Really? I don't
yes.
have one, but I wondered if it was worth the hype.
I said, "I'm not gonna use the Duna." I bought the Nuna, I bought the all the things, I had so many things. We used the Duna one time, I don't remember why we did, and we put it in the car, and I was like, "I'm never going back." I used the Nuna less than 10 times.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm trying to figure out what I think I figured out the next car seat, but he still fits in it. I mean, he's definitely getting bigger and stuff, but the weight and height, like, he still fits all the parameters, like, we've used it in Ubers, we've used it in shuttle transfers, we've used it I mean, you name it, we've taken it with us. We will be bringing that with us tomorrow to Mexico.
I feel like it's super I mean, is it helpful because it can be a car seat, right?
Mhm.
So if they're sleeping, you don't have to wake them up to, like, transfer them, right? You just, like, open it up, and now you're just wheeling them around.
And then open it up.
I feel like that's the blessing in it, is
Yes.
that you can and then you're in the airport wheeling them around, and it's like, "Oh, okay. Now you gotta sit again."
Yeah,
And you're not,
it's
like, moving them around, making them uncomfortable.
yeah.
That's
I
ideal.
love it. It's like one of the best inventions, I swear.
Do you think that's, like, the best thing that like, what other, like, I guess, travel hacks
A
do
baby
you
carrier,
have?
baby wearing. If you like baby wearing and it's comfortable for you and it doesn't hurt your back or whatever, like, I
Yep.
swear by baby wearing. Landon has been in the upper percentiles, like 98th, 87th, like, he's up there in weight. He's a chunky little guy.
Yeah.
But I still swear baby wearing is the number one hack when you're traveling, especially because if you travel and you have your baby in the stroller, no matter what, if they're asleep, awake, happy, you have to take them out of the stroller to go through security.
True, yeah.
You do not have to take them out of the carrier, or at least that's my experience. I have flown in, gosh, 10 to 20 different airports. I guess 10 to 15 different airports, and not once have I ever had to take them out of the carrier.
That's genius. So that's the hack.
It's
Baby
amazing.
wearing. So
Yes,
then
and
if
I
they
still
fall
have the
asleep, you don't
stroller.
have to wake them up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I still have the stroller, unless we choose a gate checkout, but typically I bring the stroller and then it's just empty, or I'll use it as, like, storage, throw all
Yeah.
my bags in it while I'm wearing him because he's easier to be worn in my opinion, like, he enjoys it too, he's looking around, he's happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it a little bit. I had, like, one of those Solly wraps and then
Mhm.
the Artie Pop
Yep.
carrier, which I mean, I didn't try any others, but I really it was a very comfortable carrier.
I have that one, I love it. That's what I use predominantly when I travel. I do have the Maybe one as well, which is great. I wear that one I keep that one in the kitchen because 'cause I'll
Yeah.
put it on and when I'm cooking or something, and then, but my Already Pop just stays in the car because 'cause I'll use it when wherever we are.
Yeah. I feel like it's so supportive on my back.
Yeah,
Like,
me
I
too.
barely would even feel that she was on me.
It's expensive, but it is worth it, I will say.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing is, like, how many carriers do you have to buy before you find the right one? And I feel like I got that's just the one we went with. I
Totally.
heard great things, and I'm like, I didn't have to mess with it.
Yeah.
Um, Now what about road tripping? So you've done a few road trips.
Yes, they were easier when he was younger, really easy. We did our first road trip, gosh, he was 4 weeks old, barely 4 weeks old, 5 maybe. Um, we did 12 hours. That's how long the drive was, but it
Yeah,
was ended up being 15 or 16 because
I
we
know.
so
With
many
the stops.
times
I
we
have done road
oh,
tripping. We're like a road trip family, like
okay, you are?
yeah, we're a road trip family. So I've driven from like we're in Illinois. I've driven to Illinois to Georgia because that's where my
Okay.
in-laws are. We're gonna tackle driving to Arizona in
Oh, wow.
October. That's a
Okay.
far drive. We're gonna do an overnight. But
Okay.
just with like cost of like renting a car and just like everything, because we're going for like 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but road trips are where it's at. But I would agree. It's easier when they're younger. When you start doing solids, it gets funky.
Yes, and he just, like he's aware now, he's like, I don't wanna be in
Yeah,
this,"
I
and
don't
he's
wanna be in this.
annoyed, and I'm like, "Oh gosh." So it's funny, we may go to Florida sometime in the next, like, month or 2, and we were talking about it, my husband's like, "Listen, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drive, and you're getting on a flight. You just take him, do an hour and a half flight, I'll pick you up from the airport." He's
That's
like, "It's
smart.
just not worth it with like, to for me to be entertaining. It's so hard on me." I'm like, I'll drive." He's like,
Yeah.
"No shot." So then I'm just, like, trying to entertain and a new toy and a snack and, pulling out all the things where we've found, like, at least with him right now, again,
Yeah.
could change. Um, we think my husband will just drive and I'll just hop on a flight.
Yeah,
And
that's a short flight, and if he flies well, it's like, why not?
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, as far as, um, going back to, like, the transition from working, so how long did you work before like, with having Landon before you were able to leave?
I think I went back for just about 3 months.
Wow.
Weeks, maybe?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so
There were a couple things. It wasn't only like, "Oh, social media." Like, it still is a big leap of faith. Like,
oh, yeah.
I'm still like, "I don't know, like, how sustainable is this? What does every month look like?" Like, I don't know, but we knew there were a couple things that were happening, like, behind closed doors with my corporate job that it was like, "Oh, okay, I don't know." My role was heavily in sales, and I had to start traveling a lot, which is fine, like, that was my job, granted when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't travel much, and then obviously I was out on leave, so obviously when I came back, it was like, "Okay, like, you gotta get out in the field," and it was like, "Whoa, I don't know if I can, like, leave him." Like, I was so anxious, and like I said, like, naturally, I'm not really an anxious person, like, I'm not ready to leave him for, like, a week. Like, we had our sales kickoff coming out, I was gonna have to leave him for 6 days, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
wow.
gosh, he's still a baby." Like,
Yeah.
ready for that, you know? So, there were multiple other things that it was just kinda like my husband and I really prayed about it. Um, we have been praying about it for months, like, pretty much since I found out I was pregnant. It was like, "Oh my gosh, how do we figure out for me to be able to stay at home and, whatever." So we really prayed about it. There were a couple things that were happening and we just like sat down one day. I had a call and I came downstairs and I told my husband, I'm like, I can't do this. Like I, I either I we need to hire somebody to like full-time help run the house or I'm gonna leave my job and that's gonna be me.
Yep.
Like, I was at the point where I couldn't do laundry, forget about laundry, cleaning, like, outsourcing talk about groceries, cleaning, laundry, working moms are super women to me. I mean, any mom is a superwoman, especially, like, each and every journey, but, like, working moms are amazing. It is so difficult. Stay-at-home moms have their own challenges as well. I'm
Yep.
not gonna say that they don't. Both have challenges. They're both difficult in and of themselves, but when I was a full-time working mom while also trying to nurse exclusively, while also trying to, you name it, it was very challenging for me, and we talked about the mental load in the beginning.
Yep.
I mean, my cup was, like, empty. I was like, "I can't do this." I felt like a shell of a human. I say that was the hardest part of my entire motherhood.
Yeah.
is when I went that transition back to work, having a baby. My priorities, like, as a mom and woman felt like my life shifted, and then having to go back, I was, like, in a constant state of, like, shock. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this," you know? Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, that was my experience. It's very hard for me. So, we really prayed about it, and then it just those things happened, and it was like, "Okay, I mean, we're just gonna trust the Lord that these things happened for a reason and close this door right now." Not to say I'll never go back, like, who
for
knows what
sure.
the future holds, and I definitely wanna, like, hold that open, but I'd love to stay at home with all my babies if I could.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, like, I feel like, yeah, you just have to go by how you feel. And like if you were
Mhm.
that, like if you're not an anxious person, but you were feeling like this anxious feeling or feeling like this is not what I'm supposed to be doing, like the best thing you can do, like you said, is pray about it, but also then follow what you're being led, the direction you're being led in. So that's really amazing because it's hard to do that, you
Yeah,
know?
and
I
it's so
mean,
scary. Like,
yeah,
it's
oh,
not
I'm
like something
sure.
like, "Woo, this is awesome." It's amazing that I'm getting to stay home and be the primary caretaker, but it's also like, okay, like, we don't have a consistent paycheck, like, from me,
Yeah,
my husband still works, but, we don't know what that's gonna look like. Like, it goes from, like, 100% security, I guess, to just, like, trusting in the Lord and trusting that, like, this is uh, what what we're experiencing right now and what we're gonna roll with, so we'll see.
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's incredible. And I just feel like, yeah, just enjoy it for what it is right now.
Mhm.
And you never know what direction it can go into. And I think that's what's so wild. Like, even just with social media in general, like what it's creating for you.
Yeah.
Um, have you, um, like, what kind of relationships have you been able to build? Like how you said you were building like a community,
Mhm.
outside of like, are you like most active on Instagram or like what platform do you use the most?
Yeah, I have Instagram and TikTok. It's funny. TikTok is where I, like, started posting more on TikTok, and then one day in January, I was like, "Well, if I'm gonna post on TikTok, why don't I just every video I post on TikTok, just post it on Instagram? Because, like, why not?"
Yeah.
And my husband's like, "Sure, do it." So I made a new Instagram. I was, like, embarrassed. I didn't want people to find.
Oh, I know. I was gonna ask you that too. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. But so you made a new Instagram.
I made a new Instagram, and it was funny. I wanna repost it. I need to go back in, like, my archives and find it. I made this story. Landon was, like, gosh, I don't know, less than 3 months old, and I'm, like, doing the dishes in my pajamas, and I'm like, "I'm just gonna start posting on this page like I know what I'm doing and like I'm an influencer." That's what I say, and my grandmother swipes up because I told her that I wanted to do this. She's, like, so supportive, so sweet. She's like, "You can do it. Don't worry. Like, I'll follow along." She's all up,
Oh.
like, still, she's so supportive. But she's like, I said, like, "I'm just gonna practice." And she's like, "Practice doesn't make perfect, but practice makes progress." Or practice makes
Oh.
perfect and practice makes progress. Something like that. Um, and she's like, You'll get the hang of it in no time," or something. So now it's funny, like, looking back. But yeah, definitely more active on Instagram, partially just because I love stories.
Yep.
I'm actually not a Reels scroller. I don't think I've ever scrolled on Reels,
I
funny
don't
enough.
really I'm not good at making them. Like, I feel like I'm good with technology to a certain extent, but, like, the, like, cuts and how you do them all, I'm like, it's not for me."
No?
But, but I do watch them. But I like stories too. I just feel like with stories, you're getting, like, the realness, like, especially, like, when you're talking, you're like, "This is what I'm doing," and, like, I feel
Mhm.
like I'm genuinely, like, engaging with you in a way
Right,
versus like reels you like, it was recorded previously and
right.
you just so I would agree. I do like stories. I'm not even on TikTok. I just never really got on the TikTok
I
ban.
don't blame you. Honestly, TikTok is where I scroll, but I feel like
Yeah.
all of that is because of, like, the algorithm, like, it knows what to feed me, whereas,
Yeah.
like, Instagram, I try not to, like, I'm on stories and that I like watching stories, so it's funny, I post reels, obviously. I don't
Yeah.
watch them. I rarely watch other people, and that's my issue. I'm like, I have all these friends that I've made through social media, just like, liking and commenting, following. I feel like I know them now.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, shoot, I need to go, like and comment their stuff." I just don't scroll, like, I never
Yeah.
my feed. That's why, actually, like, I repost my reels to stories. I just started
Okay.
because I'm like, I realized when my friends were reposting their reels to stories, I would actually watch them.
That's when you would see them. Yeah.
But if they didn't post it to stories, I would have no idea they posted a reel.
Yeah. Yeah, I get well, yeah, or yeah, you just don't see it because the algorithm,
Right.
depending on, like, who you're all following.
Yeah.
Have you met, like, a lot of other moms that have create content or are on a
Mhm.
similar, like, journey in Nashville area?
In Nashville, yes and no. I've met a couple. I was invited to a couple, like, influencer events or, like, brand events, which was
Yeah,
really cool. So I got to meet some others, and as you go to more or at least this is what somebody told me, like, you see the same people and you start to, like, recognize the same people. It's intimidating for me because I still feel like, even hearing when you called me, like, an influencer, I don't even consider myself that. I'm like, "Guys, I'm just a mom. I don't know what I'm doing." Like, I'm
yeah,
just
it's
sharing.
so funny. You're not the first mom to tell me that. Like, other moms that I've talked to, they're like, "I have no idea what I'm doing." Like,
Yeah.
I'm just recording myself posting it and, like, things are happening.
Yeah, I'm like, "Okay, cool." Like, I don't really get caught up in the numbers. Like, 100K was a big deal for me.
Yeah,
Um, More so too that I had it shared with my followers, like, "Guys, Mitch said, like, I can quit my job at 100K." So I had a lot of people, like, bought in on that, and that was, like, obviously the goal. We thought it was going to take years to get there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely thought it was gonna take, like, over a year. So it was, like, a huge answer to prayer, like, that. It was just kind of crazy, like, a bunch of things just kind of fell in line. But then I've met a lot of other people too that are kind of in the same boat who are like, "Oh, I was a teacher. Oh, I used to work in sales." Like, having those, um, ex meeting those people too that it's like, this is what they do now. I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool. Like, teach me.
yeah,
What do I not know? Like, what do need to figure out or change or pivot?" You know? Um, so I've probably made more, like, internet friends, honestly.
cool.
Internet moms. I
Yeah.
would say I talk to a lot of, um different people just or DMs or like, things like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, same. I kind of like have met moms through obviously reaching out because of mom mode. And then like we find things in common and then,
Yeah.
I'm constantly obviously following the journeys then. Um with you were just mentioning when we were talking about anxiousness and then you mentioned I think something about like starting solids with Landon.
Yeah.
So you're nervous about that? Have you done like the purees and stuff like that? Like the
Yes. I've I get a lot of questions, like, asking me to talk about my solids journey, but that's probably one of the things that I hold there's a lot of things I don't share.
Yeah.
One of the things I definitely don't share as much is the solids journey just because it makes me so nervous. I would say I'm more so just nervous for choking. My life vac is sitting on my kitchen counter right now, like.
And I hear you because I'm the same way. I mean, when my mom actually gave my daughter her first like puree bite, and I was like right there, and I'm like, oh my god, did she swallow it? Like
Yeah.
I was like, it was like this event. I was like
Yes.
terrified. And
I'm
then like her
still too.
first like fruit, like I cut like a mango, I think I don't know
Yep.
a mango, and I'm like, did she eat it? Like
Yep.
and now like I mean I still worry or like sometimes she'll just choke and I, like, look at her and I swear she's just doing it as a joke because then she'll
Mhm.
smile. I'm
Yep.
like, "Oh, okay, you're just trying to get my attention."
Yeah.
But no, I feel like it's also, like, a personal journey, because then there's a lot of opinions around, like, like, baby-led weaning was not a thing for me. I tried, and my daughter would shove whole pieces of like, a banana, like, you gave her the banana, she tried fitting the whole thing in her mouth. I'm like, "Okay, this isn't for me."
Yeah.
Like, we are cutting pieces
Yep.
and now she's learning the control. Like, I'll give her
Mhm.
something and she'll, like, take a bite.
Right.
Um,
Every baby's like or every kid, baby, whatever, is like, they're gonna figure
yeah.
it out eventually, and I feel like that's what I've, in the last, like, 6 weeks, really realized. I'm like, "He's gonna be fine.
Yep,
He's gonna eat foods."
yep.
They say, like, food before 1 is only for fun. Obviously, a lot of it is about exposure and allergies, like, all those types of things.
Yes.
I'm not gonna not feed him foods, you know what
Yeah,
I
that worried me too, allergies.
Yes.
Yeah,
We have
that
many allergies in our family, so I wasn't too worried
yeah.
about the food things. I mean, obviously, you're worried in the sense of, like, I hope he doesn't, like,
Yeah, I was
nobody
like,
has
peanut
it.
butter. I remember being like, I gave her peanut butter and I'm like, I started my timer on my phone and
Just, like, watching.
I'm like, I don't see anything happening. I think
Yeah,
she's good. But like same, like we don't have any allergies either, but I still was like, well, just to be overly cautious.
exactly. You never wanna I'm the same way, I'm, like, overly cautious about everything. So, we are doing solids, obviously. I'm still nursing him. We try and do it 2 to 3 times a day. I do pouches still too.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's convenient if we're
Oh,
out.
I still do pouches. I feel like it's a good fit. Like, honestly, I'm like, "Hey."
Well, not
Yeah. I'm like, "Here you go." I mean, and just sometimes they're picky, or they don't want food. I mean, we're the same way. I mean, I don't sometimes I'm like, "I want a graze. I don't want a meal."
Mhm.
They're the same way.
Totally.
Yeah. Um, so all in all, I guess, like, as far as, like, advice to, like, new moms or well, no, advice to new moms, like, what I guess would your advice be to, like, a new mom who's, like, just entering motherhood? Like, what would your advice be?
I would say, like, soak it all up and know that your journey of motherhood is most likely not gonna look like everybody who's around you. Like, I have some friends that live far away, and
Yep.
my journey's very similar to theirs, but those in my, like, immediate circle, I would say, like, all of our motherhood journeys have looked very different, and that's
Mhm.
totally okay. So you really just can't compare that to, like, what, your close friend who you're going to get coffee with every week, like, they're gonna do things differently, and that's totally fine. Like, I feel like you just really have to hold, like, your own motherhood experience, like, it's okay that it's not gonna look exactly like everybody else's.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you. I saw something the other day online, and it was like, um, gosh, I'm trying to think, something along the lines of, like, it really doesn't matter how you do things as long as it works for you, your baby, and your family.
Yeah.
At
No,
the
it's so true. I always remind myself of that quote. What is it? Like, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And it's, like, so true. Like, sometimes, like, I do find myself in that. Like, is Sailor where she should be at? And I'm like, Sailor's perfect the way she is. Like,
Right.
like, if she's not there, she'll get there. She might be ahead of other kids. They'll get there. Like, so yeah. And then, um, but no, I love that advice. I think that's great advice for new moms because there's so much change that's going on and it's
Mhm.
hard to grasp and sometimes you just feel defeated. So you just
Much information, so many different things. Do this, don't do this, don't do this, do this. It's like,
yeah.
let's just figure out what works for me and the baby and not
What um I recently had a guest on. I think she was a sleep consultant, Chrissy, the peaceful sleeper. And she said that if you're reading something that's making you feel like uncomfortable or like you're not doing a good enough job, stop reading it. And I like loved that too. Cause I'm like, yeah, like if you're reading something where you're starting to question who you are as a parent or you don't feel like you're doing it right, just stop reading it.
Mhm.
And I love that. I feel like it was similar to like yours, like your journey's different. And then
Yeah.
one other thing for the moms that, are interested, like they feel an itch to like want to become a content creator.
Mhm.
And I know you kind of mentioned like you started your account because, you started a new one because you felt like awkward posting. Like, what would you tell that mom? Because I feel like there's a lot of moms that like they don't do it because they probably feel like, what are the closest people going to think? Or like, are they going to judge me? It's like,
Mhm.
what would your advice be to them?
I would just say go for it. I mean, what do you have to lose? That's what I kept telling myself, and that's what my husband kept telling me. He's like, "What do you have to lose? Like, so what? You just post and you have fun with it?
Yeah.
Awesome. There's a new hobby for you." Oh, wow, like a brand wants to work with you who you already use all the time? Awesome. What a neat opportunity for our family. Like, I really think you have nothing to lose. And I also really believe, like, there's creators that are way larger than me that have been so encouraging to me. And they're like, there's room for everybody in this space. Like,
There
there
truly is.
is. If you have any desire to do it, pick up your phone and film it and only share what you're comfortable sharing. You don't have to share the same things other moms are sharing. That's, I feel like, what makes individual creators so unique. Like, be yourself and share what you're comfortable with. There are some things that I may share that others may not be comfortable sharing, and vice versa with
Yep.
another creator. So don't try and be exactly like another. Like, I feel like you can kind of sense that. And
Yeah.
obviously, there are trends and things that you copy a million people copy that. Do that.
Yeah.
Those will help push your videos out.
Yeah. No, it's so true, and I was actually thinking that too, because when I started Mom Mode, there was just so many mom influencers even. I mean, that's obviously, like, the moms that I'm watching because, like, I wanna see, like, tips, tricks, I wanna learn from them, I wanna connect with them, and I'm just like, "Okay, like, there's endless opportunity."
Mhm.
Like,
Totally.
truly endless opportunity, and, like, endless opportunity, like you said, to work with brands, to grow your page, to meet moms, to, like you just never know what doors can open, what friendships can be made, so I think it's really incredible.
Totally. And when you say friendships, I feel like I just have to tell this story. I posted this silly little video like, I'm 25 years old, first time mom, love coffee, loves to travel. I don't know, some like little text post there. And this was back in February. So I think I maybe had like 15,000 followers, maybe. And I had a girl reach out to me and she messaged me and she was like, "Hey, I just moved to the area. I see you're local. I love everything that you just shared. Like, would love to get coffee." We ended up getting coffee. Landon was like 3 months old, 4 months old, and she had at the time, like 15-month-old maybe. And she was pregnant with her second. Well, she's like 35, 36 weeks pregnant now. We see each other all the time. We go to church together. We're in the same community group. Our
Oh my
husbands are
gosh.
friends. And I'm actually like, I babysat her child. Mitchell and I are on call for when she goes to the hospital to have her other child. So we're gonna go take her youngest, or at the time now her oldest.
Yeah.
Um, and that's just from social media.
That is
She's
so
a
cool.
normal mom who
Yeah.
followed and was like, "Oh, we like the same things, like, let's grab coffee." And it's been really cool because she's like, "My family knows you as this random girl I messaged on Instagram. I feel like I have to tell them you're, like, my real friend." It's been 8 months of, like, solid
Wow.
seeing her, gosh, 4 times she was here this morning, 4 or 5 times a week.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really cool bond because I feel like as moms and just as we get older, like, it's harder to meet somebody that you really connect with. So
Mhm.
that's really, really cool, and obviously, maybe it doesn't always work out that way. Maybe you just don't vibe, but that's really cool that you guys did.
Yeah,
That's special.
it is.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I loved talking to you and being able to, share your journey. And I'm just super excited to continue to watch you grow and to see what you do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Nicole. I had such a fun time sharing, um, my experience in motherhood so far and appreciate the opportunity to be on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.